This is Dan Gritsko, and I'm at Appomattox Court House National Park. This is the site where on April the 9th, 1865, Confederate General Robert E. surrendered to Union General Ulysses S. Grant. This effectively marked the end of the United States Civil War. This was a little town, but after the war became a place where we could remember what happened to bring an end to that very, very costly war. Today is November the 19th, 2018. This is the 155th anniversary of President Lincoln's Gettysburg Address. And I thought this would be a fitting location to recall the words of our 16th president, which happen to be my favorite words from a speech in American history. They remind our nation who we are. They honor those who serve and gave their lives. And they also help us as a nation to think about the ideals that we should have for the future. President Lincoln stated, 77 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation, or any nation so conceived and so dedicated, can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield of that war. We are here to dedication a portion of that field as a final resting place to those who here gave their lives that that nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here have consecrated it far beyond our poor power to add or to detract. The world will little note nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is for us, the living, to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It is for us, the living, to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion. We here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom, that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. Those words of our 16th president still ring true today, 155 years later, and they remind us who we are as a nation. And it's fitting to quote those words as we stand right here in front of the McLean House, where the actual surrender took place. Take a moment today and recall those famous words and think about how our nation needs to recall what happened in the past so we can make our nation a better place in the future. And come here to Appomattox Court House sometime and check out this amazing site.